Everyone, welcome to another WhyHeForge deck review. Today we're bringing you the Infiltrator Heuwall Horne. And yes, folks, the E is silent. The E is silent. Just the E is silent. So this deck is Sanctum, Logos, and Shadows. A lot of fun to play with, so stay tuned and we'll dive into it. All right, so first we got the logos. So let's start with these. This is my favorite house. Love playing with these. Love what these things can do. Love the fun that we have. So the first card that we have is Transportation Sandals. This is a crazy fun card. 1 amber. Says, this creature gains action. Swap this creature with another friendly creature on the battle line. You may use that other friendly creature. A lot of fun, especially if you've got built up battle line, if you got some other creatures on the field. Put this on a logos creature, use it, swap it with one of the Sanctum creatures or the Shadows creatures in here, and then use them. Always good to use more. Then we have the Anomaly Exploiter. This says action, destroy a damaged creature. This is good because we have Sanctum in this deck. Sanctum seems to do a lot of fighting for me. Might work out better in a Brobnar deck, but a lot of fun, kind of an annoying card to have to deal with. Library Babble, great card. Helps you filter through your deck, finding that the best way to win is to really just play your hand and play the cards you can so you can filter through using it to get to your natural ember and stealing cards. Crazy Killing Machine, one of my favorite cards in the game because I like playing like this. I like playing with Wild Wormhole, Crazy Killing Machine. This card says discard the top card of each player's deck. For each of those cards destroyed, destroy a creature or artifact of that card's house, if able. If 2 cards are not destroyed as a result of this, destroy Crazy Killing Machine. I just like playing with risk. I like playing kind of, you don't know what's going to happen, flip the card, see what it does. This and Wild Wormhole, lots of fun cards. It's nice too if your opponent is playing similar houses to you, that you don't necessarily have to destroy one of yours because you could destroy potentially both cards from their side. So lots of fun. Crazy Killing Machine. Library Access, probably one of the better cards in Logos. Just allows you to draw tons of cards. Twin Bolt Emissions, fun card, can be dangerous if your opponent doesn't have any creatures, but actually this card in this deck is a lot of fun, and you almost are okay with wounding your own creatures as long as you don't kill them. Effervescent Principle. The most, I say principles because there's 2. The most annoying card in the game to play against. Each player loses half of their ember. I cannot tell you how many times I have had people get pissed off at me for using this card. It's a ton of fun. Effervescent Principle. Then we have Villain, I don't know how to pronounce it. Analyst. Each time you use an artifact, gain 1. We got good amount of artifacts in this deck, so it's nice to have. We have Dr. Escatera. Gain 1 for each forge key your opponent has. Better card to maybe archive and have later if you have the ability to. Research Smoko. Like this card, again, I like just doing things randomly that don't have as much strategy to them to then maybe play with some strategy with that. I know that sounds kind of oxymoron, but it's just how I like to play. Then we have Brain Eater. Brain Eater is a lot of fun. I think it's a cool card, cool looking card. After a creature is destroyed, fighting Brain Eater, draw a card. Lots of fun, kind of gives you a way to fight with Logos. They don't have as many cards that you're trying to do battle with, so it's nice to have one that you can. So that there is the Logos. All right, so let's get into the Shadows here. So we have Subtle Maul, annoying card. Again, I love these cards that you're just kind of, discarding cards at random from your opponent's hand. Special Delivery, great card to have. Get you an Amber, lets it sit there, and then you can use it on any turn to kind of help deal with anything that gets dropped onto the battle line that is nasty and you need to deal with. Great way to deal with that. Key of Darkness. This is an interesting card. I've played several games with this deck, and I have yet to even use this card. It says forge a key at 6+ current cost. If your opponent has no amber, forge a key at +2 current cost. So we'll just say, if you're at 6 and they have no amber, you're forging it for 8. If they do have amber, you're forging it for 12. I've discarded this card every time I've ever played with it. I have it in a couple other decks too, and I've just discarded it. I know it can be used. I know key charge is good, this card. I know there's going to be, I'm sure, a game to use it. I've just not found myself in a position, especially with this deck, to use Key of Darkness. This card is so much fun. Purge a creature with 3 power or lower. It's annoying, which is why it's fun to me. But it helps you take care of some of these littler guys on the field that are maybe more game text heavy and are just driving you crazy. Relentless Whisper in here. This card always good in a Shadows deck. Amber, plus you get the chance to steal. Lights Out. This is fun. Return 2 enemy creatures to the owner's hand. You get 1 Amber, so that's always nice. Always nice to have natural Amber. Plus, it allows you to kind of get some bigger creatures that maybe you don't want to deal with this turn, or maybe you can tell your opponent setting something up to drop a big turn. This allows you to kind of slow that down and get rid of it. Ghostly Hand, 2 Amber. If your opponent has exactly 1, steal it. Fun card right after they forged a key, or maybe their first turn, they played something, got 1 Amber, you got this in hand, takes it right away. I haven't found myself actually in that position to play it and steal, but you're getting 2 natural Amber anyways, so I'm not too worried about it. Urchin, great card, lots of fun. There's actually 2 in this deck. To drop, steal, and great card to maybe hold on to when your opponent gets to 6. That way you can kind of keep them from a key, slows them down a lot. Umbra, same thing. Pretty common, seems to be Shadows card. You're fighting to steal. It has Skirmish, so you're not afraid to fight with it. Dodger, the strongest Shadow card that's really able to fight. One of the stronger ones that's able to fight. You're not doing it. You can't really fight with Shadow Self. And Shadows is not really meant to fight. They're really in there to steal, take, and slow down your opponent. Silvertooth, I love playing with him. Allows you to come into play ready, get an Amber real quick. So always good with Silvertooth. So that's the Shadows there. All right, now for the Sanctum. Sanctum can be a lot of fun. This deck is not very heavy on the creature side of Sanctum, but you have Virtuous Works. So you're this card, it does nothing other than give you 3 Amber, and I'm okay with that. 3 Amber, half a key, boom. Come on. Spirits Away. The Spirits Away, sorry. Destroy each creature with 3 power or higher. Kind of a risky card, but is sometimes necessary if your opponent is just kind of crazy getting out of hand. We have Cleansing Wave. Not only 1, not only 2, but 3 Cleansing Waves. This card is crazy. This card gets out of hand, especially when you have 3. And when you're dropping cards, when you're dealing damage to each creature with some of your other cards, you're okay with it. Because if you can if you can do damage to as many creatures as possible without killing them the turn before, you can drop 1 or 2, maybe 3 of these. I did play 1 game where I dropped all 3 Cleansing Waves. Everybody was wounded massively. It was a Brobnar deck, so there was a lot of fighting, and was able to get 12 Amber. And it's with just these cards. Crazy. All 3 of them. Fun to have multiples of them. Then we have the Glorious Few. For each creature your opponent controls and access to you, gain 1. I find this to be helpful a lot. I actually have gone just Sanctum to play just this card due to the fact that my opponent was playing Mars and Brobnar and had a good amount of creatures out, and I literally only had 1 This card comes in, got lots of amber for that. Hallowed Blaster, always a fun card. Heal 3 damage from a creature. Allows you to really not have to be so reserved with your attacking, and you're able to fight just a little bit more with knowing there's a Hallowed Blaster in here. Sigil of Brotherhood. This card is a lot of fun. It's Omni. It says you sacrifice this card for the remainder of the turn. You may use friendly Sanctum creatures. Lots of fun. There's never a time really where it is you don't want to use as many creatures as possible. Maybe you're not fighting with them, but even just to reap, even just to use this on a turn where you can reap and use your creatures is great. Then we have Francis. After each enemy creature is destroyed fighting Francis captures 1. He's got a shield, he's a 6, very hard. I have gotten lots of amber on him in a game, and it is a lot of fun. A Bulwark, each Bulwark neighbor gets +2 armor. Great to put those two beside each other. Great to put this one more in the middle or surrounded by creatures, not necessarily on the flank. I really want him in the middle. So he's really helping out my other creatures. Staunch Knight gets +2 power while on the flank. Kind of good to have, if you can, have this guy in the middle of these two. And then this guy's crazy. 4 armor, 4 attack, 4 power. But if he's on the flank, he would have 6 with 4 armor. And then this guy would be a 6 with 3 armor. Those guys can get a little crazy when together. And then we have Lord Golgotha. Lots of fun. It says, before the fight, deal 3 damage to each neighbor of the creature Lord Golgotha fights. Now, this is fun to be really strategic with. I find that he takes care of elusive creatures really well. He's got 2 shields, so you can kind of run him in there real quick, and you don't have to necessarily worry. If you're going up against a Shadows Mars deck where all the creatures kind of have elusive, attack at the middle elusive, because they're so weak, kill off the neighbor ones. And even though you didn't kill the one you were attacking, you took care of 2. So lots of fun with this guy. He can do a lot of damage and take care of a lot of these crazy elusive creatures or creatures with scrimmage. So when they're attacking you, they're not dealing damage. He really helps take care of smaller creatures. All right, so that was Infiltrator Heuwall Horne. Again, the E is silent, folks. If you like the deck, go check it out on the Master Vault. This deck review was actually brought to you by YFD Games. So thank you for sponsoring this, helping us out here just to get these out and have the stuff to get more decks. So stay tuned.
I can't wait to see what's inside.
Okay, so